The force of balance. In a beautiful forest in a very remote place, there was a small community where all the inhabitants knew each other, everything was cute, everyone did different activities and keep a balance between nature and people. In the mornings, when the sun came up, people would get up with joy and get out to their jobs, and at night they shared moments with their families and friends telling what happened in the day. One day, the leader of his community became ill and asked his wife Nessa to assume this position while he recovered, but unfortunately he died. At first, everything was going well. Nessa's ideas were well received by the community, and she felt very going giving orders. So, little by little, she began to have more ideas and get more orders. With the time, Nessa asked for more production, more work, more supplies, more effort, and everyone started to get tired. The forest was no longer surprised for what Nessa asked for. People had to work harder. Family time was sad. The forest was dying, and Nessa just wanted to accumulate. One day, Eduardo, a young man, had to go to the end of the forest to look for supplies. Exhausted, he sat down to rest under a tree. There, sitting, he looked at how the forest had changed and began to cry. Suddenly, he heard a voice say, "What's up, boy?" Frightened, he got up and could see that it was the tree that had spoken to him. In a cough of voice, he said, Who, who are you? I'm Bototo. Bototo? Yes, I'm the guardian of the forest. But tell me, why were you crying? It's very sad to see how the forest is destroyed. I remember when I pledged at a chill heart. I come with my parents, we talked, we pledged, everything was very nice. But if you are the guardian of the forest, why don't you do nothing to save it? Because I can't do it alone. I need you. But Nessa controls everything that is done, and it seems that she has not realized that she is destroying everything. Precisely, Nessa has only been invaded by selfishness and greed. Tomorrow there will be an eclipse, and when it's a total eclipse, I need to you give him a tea with this potion. Of course, she must watch the eclipse. But how am I going to do that? Your father is Nessa's cook. You could replace him when he gets sick. But if my father is very good health, I'm ashamed of that. Okay, I'll do everything I can. The young man received a small bottle with a clear liquid that Botot gave him, went home and went to sleep. The next day, Eduardo's father woke up with a fever, and he had to go to replace him in his job as a cook. I arrived at Nessa's house and explained what was happening. She did not care, and Eduardo started working. In the afternoon, when the eclipse began, everything was getting dark. It was cool. The wind was blowing very hard, and Nessa only gave orders to everyone. Angus Eduardo recalled that the only thing that caused Nessa's attention was doing nothing. He took 2 cups, poured the tea, and in one of them added the potion, walked slowly to a window, and began to have a cup of tea. Passing through the kitchen, Nessa saw Eduardo quickly, calmly. He was not working, not doing anything. So she was drawn to it and walked slowly toward him. The eclipse was about to reach its most important moment. There were only a few seconds left. Eduardo, very calmly, looked at Nessa and then the cup of tea. She decided to take the other cup of tea in her hands and drink a little. At the moment, Eduardo sighed. It's not beautiful? And then I looked out the windows. Nessa looked out the window just as the eclipse became a total eclipse. Suddenly, everything was dark. The wind stopped as if the world had stopped, and a small light became a gory light that I illuminated in the kitchen. Nessa fell far. Greed and selfishness had come out of her life. When the eclipse ended, Nessa sighed. Thank you. That day, Nessa gave up power and Eduardo, very happy, ran to the forest in search of Bototo, but he could not find him. Sat very back home, suddenly he heard a voice that says, don't worry, I'll always be there when you need me. He was able to recognize Bototo's voice, so he calmly returned to the community and among all the inhabitants, including Nessa, they recovered the forest as everything was as it was before. A place where only what was necessary was produced and resources were not spent without having need. After all, we are all part of the nature. Thank you.